Hello, Derpy Wasteland Adventure here again. I thought I'd show you sort of how to build a base, but you know, obviously this isn't how to build a base. This is some random power armor I found standing around next to a vertebra crash. Apparently vertebrate's a very good place to find power armor. I've found some more bits since then, but yeah, for the moment I just grabbed the armor plates because I'm off doing a mission. But I know where this is. So if anybody wants to know, feel free to send me a little message and I'll tell you. But yeah, second suit of power armor standing there. It's kind of handy. It's got a few bits on it in case any of yours is too badly damaged. But I figured I'd just use this bit of footage as my intro because it's kind of interesting. And then we're off up here just to do a little mission, pick a few bits and pieces up. Right, well, I've done my mission, so I thought I'd show you this instead. I don't want to spoil stories too much, but yeah, these things, they're really cool. They're dotted around all over the place, but as you can see, that permanently makes me more difficult to detect while sneaking. Now, that's really, really handy, that is. So it's definitely worth picking up and reading all sorts of bits and pieces you can find. So I'm on my way out now, as you can see. I've been through and blasted a few people. You probably saw the dead body on the floor back there. We'll just gloss over that one. Yeah, it's got to happen sometime. And yeah, just sort of scavenging as we go, because as you'll see in a minute, base building can be quite kind of resource heavy. Now, when I got out of this place, this is a wicked little feature that I hadn't realised was in the game. It's sort of like a nuclear electrical storm going on. You'll see my rad meter start clicking in a minute, and you'll hear it clicking every time there's a strike of lightning. It's pretty spooky. It's like there you go, bit of radiation, big old flash. It's yeah, some sort of rad storm going on. And these are the guys I sort of popped off on the way in. That one's looking a bit decapitated. Bit of a headshot going on there. I'm not entirely useless with a gun. Just in Minecraft apparently I can't hit things. All sorts of gnarly things up here. Another dog. I'll rummage through their gear. I mean, in this video and probably some others, you're going to see me picking up some really random stuff like bottles and cans and just plates and all sorts of random bits and pieces. And as I said, you'll see why in a minute, because base building can be quite resource heavy. I mean, you get a lot of stuff from the original base place you start in, the sanctuary, but as you're going around, you're going to need all sorts of bits and pieces, circuitry boards, glass. The one thing I seem to have most problem with is copper. Finding copper can be really awkward sometimes. We're just going to have a little flick around, stick some of our armour on, and then because I'm being irradiated left, right and centre, we're going back to Castle del Derpy. So here we are, getting stuck in a wall. Well, I say stuck in a wall. I'm going to rig my generator up, so hopefully I've got enough copper now, because as I said, you need a lot of copper with this kind of thing. I'm going to stick some of these little thingies up. They're pylons. You'll see why I need pylons in a second, assuming I've got enough copper. I think I do, because I made a little bit of a mistake putting my generator in there. I should have really put it outside. So I'll find a decent place for this pylon, plop it down, because it's got to be in line of sight of the generator, because you can't pass cables through walls. And then let's get rid of this out of my inventory, and we connect it up to the pylon. There we go. Every one of those wires you're going to need copper, and I've got another pylon here already, and I'm going to rig it up to the one on the roof because I'm trying to get those lights that I badly placed earlier connected. So I should be able to go from there to there. There we go. And I've got my inside light bulb working. I have, excellent. That's one good thing. As you can see, I'm walking around in like the build menu now. I'm on PC, so it's probably going to be a bit different from your Xbox or your PlayStation. But on PC, you hold V down and you go into the build menu. And everything starts flashing up green that you can either build or edit, or if you want to recycle stuff, it comes up yellow. And you press R and you recycle it and you take it apart and you get bits of wood, metal, all sorts of stuff. That's why I run around picking up random bits and pieces. We're going to recycle this one, I think. Yep, there we go. Lead, wood and acid. Now, they seem like really odd things to go together, but I can guarantee you're going to use them for something sooner or later. What else have we got in here? There we go. Let's look at the prerequisites for another generator. I fancied having another wind turbine. As you can see, I need aluminium and copper again. Not enough copper or aluminium. Aluminium's not too bad to find, so you can find it in cans, but the copper, it tends to be a bit awkward. Broken light bulbs seem to be a good source for it, or if you can scavenge from lampposts and things, you seem to get it out of that, I think. I might be wrong there, don't quote me on that one. So yeah, I'm going to do a little video next of a sort of a walk around of my home that I've built. Yeah, my many guns in the box. Oh, can't run with that on me. So let's pop that back in the case. I think for some strange reason I ended up finding that I had too many guns on me. I must have dispatched an enema with one. They are quite heavy guns. They're a big old beastie, much better for use when you've got your power armour on. Since making this, I've done quite a bit more, and I've discovered, like, using your power armour. I've been trying to sort of conserve my power armour because you don't get many cores, but using your power armour, power cores don't go down as fast as you think. It makes a hell of a difference to be able to play the game. Makes things a lot easier and much more durable because obviously you're in this big old set of armour. This is another little thing I learnt to do as well while I'm going around. You see the junk tab in my inventory. I pretty much chuck all of this on the floor by pressing R, drop it all, drop. Go through everything else, making sure there's nothing that I don't really want or need. And then, once we've dropped it all on the floor, you can see all the bits and bits lying around there. You go back into your build menu, and you go around, press R on everything, and scrap it. There you go, military circuit boards, 5 circuits. They come in really handy. And if you're watching that video the other day, that scrapyard I found, there was 3 of those in there, so that's all 3 of them scrapped. Another one I found somewhere else, another battery, all sorts of other bits and pieces. You see I've got copper in them, I think that's a glass, it's obviously got glass in it. Pocket watch, oh, it's a gold watch, it's got gold in it. Yeah, a bit of cloth. Handcuffs. Like I said, you pick up all sorts of random things, but it does help you building stuff. It's really worth just carrying rubbish around for once, rather than in some of the other games that I've played before like this. You do end up with an inventory full of like wooden spoons for no apparent reason, which always seems a bit weird. Now there seems to be actually a good reason for it. And I don't know if you spotted just there, I'm doing this quite quickly, I literally tap. But super glue, adhesive. That's one you really want to look out for as well. You get it from like super glue, gaffer tape, that kind of thing, and it's worth having because it helps you when you're working on your guns, modifying your guns and stuff. Right, so here we go, another cool little thing which I'm going to show you since I've been talking about modifying guns and stuff is actually the armory table. I say armory table, weaponsmithing table type thing. Since I had 2 miniguns, I figured I'd muck around with one of them, see what I can do, and turns out I can put a gunner sight on one. There you go, adhesive, glass and steel. Now, supposedly that makes a minigun more accurate. I've not actually tried it yet. I've only got like 700 rounds, and with a minigun, they're not the most accurate things in the world anyway, so it's kind of a waste of ammo. Anyway, as you can see as I'm scrolling through, pretty much every weapon you pick up is modifiable in one way or another. And it kind of depends on the bits you've got, and then the top end stuff that you can modify on them is all... It's down to your attributes, so I think a lot of them need science and gunsmithing. It's kind of obvious off the top of your head, but maybe not so much if you just jump on there and try and start doing it. The science comes in when you're looking at things like the sniper rifle sights, some of the top end sniper rifle sights I think, and like the what do you call them, recoil stocks on the back of your gun to stop the recoil. That seems to affect that one as well. But I mean, straight off the bat you can do some basic stuff on them, it's pretty cool. And you see I've just scrapped one of my pistols because I've realised another one of my pistols is a bit better, but there's so many guns. And to start with, I mean, you might not take much stock in the old pipe pistols and pipe guns and things, but it's well worth keeping 1 or 2 of them because they're actually pretty good, especially if you pick up one with a scope on and you haven't got a scoped gun. And it makes a hell of a difference. As you can see, this one's got a long barrel, and it's got, I'd like to say a bayonet, but it just looks like a spiky piece of metal jammed in the front of it. That's not actually a bad gun. It sounds strange, but it's not actually a bad gun. My experience so far is I like to keep a shotgun on me, some sort of heavy powered pistol, a sniper rifle, and recently I've just taken any weapon I can because I seem to be really low on ammo and can't find a trader. But we'll run into that in another video. While we're on the topic of building things, I figure I'll show you quickly my armour stand and, well, my armour. Since I picked up a few bits of armour, I thought I'd have a little look-ski and see if any bits of them I can swap over, see what's going on with it. I'll whack a power core in there. I've got one handy. At this point, I really haven't got that many power cores, but see, we've got bits and pieces. A flame's head, because I mucked around with some bits and pieces, but yeah, I've got a couple of cores. I thought I'd have a look to see if any of the bits I just picked up were any better. And then I made the silly realisation that all the bits I just picked up are the bits I've already got. So now I've got 2 parts of some stuff, which is not the end of the world. It's going to come in handy later, but it was kind of annoying. So, a bit disappointed, but there you go. So I'm just going to chuck them in this box down here with Trevor, which is my minigun because I renamed him. And as you quickly just saw there at the top, I have a mini nuke. And that is exactly what you think it is. If you've not played Fallout before, a mini nuke is a nuke, and it is miniature. It's amazing. Anyway, I'm Derpys, and thank you for watching. Goodbye.